Tonight's gospel reading is a very beautiful gospel reading. This gospel is clear, it's concise, and it's got a powerful, strong message. And the message is so powerful and so strong that if we can learn this message and live this message every day of our lives, not just once in a while, not just every so often, but every day of our lives, we're going to find that your life will be more productive, it'll be lush, it'll be beautiful. We'll find also in today's gospel reading, if for some reason you decide not to do what Jesus Christ suggests, then your life is going to be one of darkness and it'll start to wither away and fade away. Let's take a look at verse 5 of this gospel reading, 15th chapter of John. Now, Jesus proposes these very important elements. Jesus said to his disciples, so he's talking to all of his followers, all of us tonight. He said, I'm the vine and you are the branches. Whoever remains in me and I in him will bear much fruit. Now, in order to understand that section, we just can't assume we know who the analogies refer to. So Jesus Christ says, I'm the vine and you are the branches. So the vine is a reference to who, everyone? Are you with me? The vine is a reference to who? Jesus. That's exactly right. He says, I am the vine. And then the branch is a reference to who? All of us, me and you. Now, when you look at that, as long as the branch remains attached to the vine, there is growth. And this is a great time in spring when you look outside and you can see all that vegetation beginning to blossom, and it looks so beautiful. And when you look at something that has a branch attached to the vine, and the vine is the source of its food. So the vine, the trunk of a tree, for example, the vine of a grapevine, it pulls all the nourishment out of the soil. And the branches attached to it pulls out the nutrients it wants to grow. So whoever remains in me and I in him will bear much fruit. As long as we remain attached to Jesus Christ, there's growth for all of us. But then in verse 6 is a very ominous note. Let's take a look at what he says. Again, the 15th chapter of John. Whoever does not remain in me will be thrown out, and the branch will wither. For whatever reason in life, if you decide to detach yourself from the vine, detach yourself from the trunk, then you die. You'll wither away, and then you'll be thrown away. Now, this gospel reading is short and it's powerful, and I said to myself when I first read it, Kenny, whatever you do, do not camouflage the message of the gospel reading by being verbose. So I'm going to show you this gospel and explain this gospel also pictorially. Let's take a look at this picture right here. Now, there it is. There's the branch remaining attached to the trunk. Look how beautiful that tree is. It is so nice to look outside your window, and I'm sure all of you live near a forest or live near a place where there's a big tree in your yard, and I love to look at a big tree, but look at that beautiful tree. That's all of us. When you remain attached to the vine, to the trunk, that is a reference to you and to me. Our life is lush and green, and it grows, and it's beautiful. But what happens if we decide to tear away a little piece of our heart from God? The tree looks like this. And there it is. It begins to dry. And if you have a tree like that in your yard, what do you have to do? You have to get your little saw and get your ladder and go up there and do your best to get rid of that branch, because we don't like to see that death. Now let's put these two side by side. And that's the message of tonight's gospel reading. And I just want you to allow that picture to be seared in your memory. I'm going to leave tonight's homily with the picture right there. Jesus is very clear in the gospel reading. Verse 5, he said, I am the branch, I am the vine, you are the branches. When the branch stays attached to the vine, to the trunk, there is growth. And when a branch, for whatever reason, breaks away, pulls away from the trunk or the vine, there is death. When you look at those two pictures, that picture is a reference to every one of us at Mass tonight. Which one are you? The picture to the left or the picture to the right? Are you the branch that remains attached to Christ? Or are you walking away from Christ? And when you do that, you die as the picture on the right.